Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. I'm finished with your rap after today. All you is denotes all you is frightening on inquire as to why. Like, my ought to run a blur with me before any of you rap, and that is insane. As of now, I see that Kofi conversed with his mom. His mom was, as I don't naturally suspect, really smart. It's time to quarrel with you while discussing an exchange. What you need is a Honda Civic. You're going to outprice yourself. You will do this pertinently. I really want this. You didn't yet request it. No sense. Simply say you would rather not. Scrabble up envision me popping it to a web base like definitely I'm anyone that can set it up. Set it up, we should do it then. Begin putting movement and you like well stand by. I didn't arrange my terms of the arrangement like what NLE Choppa has been blending the PO in the rap game. Particularly subsequent to delivering his most recent hit shot of Stream 7 remix with Lil Mabu. This track isn't simply one more expansion of his music. It's an immediate shot towards Blueface and Chrisean Rockstar, rooting more blazes in their continuous quarrel. The strain between these craftsmen subsided for some time, but this remix turned the intensity up, making the meat significantly juicier. Both NLE Choppa and Lil Mabu have had their share of disagreements with Blueface and Rock. Yet Choppa Stream 7 takes their contention to an unheard-of level. So we should begin with the new music video that gets everybody talking. Lil Choppa and Lil Mabu have united for another shot of Stream remix. And in addition to the music's consideration, they're taking risks, particularly at Chrisean Rock. By including a copy of her in the video, they're making a leap squarely into the show, making directed references toward both Blueface and Rock's relationship and private matters. Any Choppa doesn't squander a second. Starting off the track, I was feeling the loss of the activity like Chrisean tooth. This line is a savvy yet strong jab at the continuous dramatization around Rock, and then keeping the energy in NL. Choppa hits us with backland and free like a needed to poop mixing humor with a reasonable message that he's here to make a splash. Definitely, no doubt, I missed the show that doesn't stop with NLE Choppa. He carried Lil Ma in with the general mishmash for this remix, and Mabu didn't keep down either, bouncing directly into it. Lil Ma drops lines, guaranteeing he's captured everyone's attention, and apparently Rock too. All through his stanza, the presence of Chrisean's copy in the video is unquestionable, making each punch land with significantly more effect. Lil Ma goes further into his refrains, pushing the limits for certain really tense hits. His piece of the melody is immediate, which may shock a few audience members, while his lines are sharp and ensured to grab your eye. They adventure into an area that some might find in excess of, I don't need a case. I got a stick. I boxed her, and I busted her the lip as a minor and not the lip with her alive body part RS with China. Regardless of this, it's clear that Lil Ma's goal is to establish serious areas of strength for her, and he positively accomplishes that. His intense methodology adds a crude edge to the track, making the fight considerably more articulated. This procedure keeps the spotlight soundly on their ally, guaranteeing that the discussion goes on with them at the focal point. All things considered, it's an unsafe move, yet one that irrefutably keeps the show and interest high once Lil Ma wraps up NLE Choppa takes the spotlight again, this time zeroing in on Blueface. He pointedly condemns Blueface for winding up in prison, all while proceeding to toss melodious pokes in his direction. All through this piece of the tune, they keep the stone clone in the scene, featuring their focuses with visual poems too. NLE Choppa cunningly utilizes verses to get down to Blueface's new difficulties, proposing somebody's in major trouble. We'll leave a person blue in the face. He then, at that point, remarks on looking for popularity, notwithstanding realizing the outcomes. The following day, Choppa questions Blueface's activities and choices, making a point about turning around difficulties. Instead of taking simple courses, he needed to go to something like this the following day. With the arrival of this track, Blueface, very much like NLE Choppa referenced, is still in the slammer. This implies he can't actually express anything back or answer the plate from the two rappers, and he can't safeguard Chrisean could either shout out or applaud back. However, up to this point, she's decided to keep quiet. Quiet has everybody think about what she's believing. Is she arranging her best course of action? Or is Blueface concocting a procedure to hit back at them even from prison? Or perhaps he's holding up to make a splash with a major rebound once he's out. It's each of the central issues marking the present moment, and everybody's observing nearby to see what occurs straight away. So for what reason did all of this show unfold? In any case, it follows back to some unsettled strain between Blueface and Lil Choppa and others in the rap game. The foundations of the struggle between NLE Choppa and Blueface appear to come from an individual episode. Blueface supposedly took action against NLE Choppa's child mom, igniting the underlying quarrel. This pressure gushed out into the music, with Blueface dropping weighty disses in the Barbie remix by Jaden Alexis, where he didn't keep down on anybody, including enormous names like Offset and Cardi B. Soulja Kid, and remarkably NLE Choppa, he explicitly focused on NLE Choppa by raising Marissa Day, a model and money manager who imparts a kid to Lil Choppa with verses that suggested she was keen on him. Working up discussion, an individual goes after Never Marissa herself, featured the ungainliness of the circumstances in an Instagram live, sharing how Blueface had hit on her and her response to his advances, displaying the individual idea of the hamburger. NLE Choppa didn't accept this without a fight, and proposed a big name bout to settle their disparities. Bringing up Blueface's hazardous way of behaving, particularly towards ladies, repeating Chrisean Rock's allegations against him, he pulled me to the side. He asked me what my name was. I just let him know, like, I'm not intrigued. I realize your child mother he resembled how? Well, do you realize her he resembled? Might you at any point call her I resembled? Definitely he resembled, call her, and I resembled my telephone is secured or whatever, and I resembled, and in addition to you. No, call me, we got each other, recall, that is the amusing thing. And I resembled, and my child daddy, so he resembled who your child daddy, and I told him. And he resembled, who your child daddy is, and he resembled, well, the way in which you like crying about this moronic that is playing. With you, everyone know who your child daddy is, correct. So go on, Marissa, so he resembled, well, the way in which old is the way that old is. How is your child? I resembled him for 3 months, and he was very much like my child. 3 months later, he resembled you going to pick my child mom over me, and I resembled, better believe it. Blue-faced and resolute, he answered with insults, recommending that he fundamentally affected NLE Choppa's profession, and demanding that there be common interest from Marissa. The show escalated when NLE Choppa tested Blueface in a fight. This wasn't simply any test. It was a striking call to settle their contrasts in an extremely open and actual manner away from the mic. And in the ring, NLE Choppa's test of Blueface was something other than a reaction to the verses. It was an assertion recommending they transform their verbal pokes into actual ones in a superstar fight. This move by Choppa is expected to move the landmark from social media and tracks to a more unmistakable setting in Las Vegas, risking both their notorieties and actual abilities anyway. As per Blueface, the eagerly awaited go head-to-head in the ring never happened. Blueface guaranteed that NLE Choppa dodged the fight, recommending that NLE wasn't as prepared to uphold his words with activities as he had out. This allegation added one more layer to their quarrel, with Blueface depicting himself as able to face the issue head-on while stirring up misgivings about NLE Choppa's obligation to finish his test. I'm finished with you are. After today, all you are denotes all you are frightening on SC. Why, might run a blur with me before any of you rap, and that is insane. I, as of now, see a Lee got Kaffa, converse with his mother. His mama was as I don't suspect it smart. Now is the right time to quarrel with you about an exchange. You need a Honda. Community, you're going to outprice yourself. You're going to do this pertinent. I really want this. You haven't yet. You requested it. No sense. Simply say you would rather not. Scrabble up, envision me popping it to a web-based better believe it, I'm anyone that can set it up. Set it up, we should do it. Then begin putting movement and you well stand by. I didn't arrange my terms of a bargain what then again the hamburger among Blueface and Lil Mabu erupted with. A tune that brought Lil Ma and Chrisean Rock together on a similar track. This time the cooperation was something other than music. It was an immediate hit at Blueface exhibiting Rock's Continue on Friday. Quite a while ago, and her obvious new association with Lil Ma, the melody is named Mr. Take You Down. No punches. Rock is coming from Baltimore, close by her new man. Lil Mabu didn't simply commend their relationship. They made it a highlight toss conceal at Blueface, particularly focusing on the relationship he imparts to his kid. Rock truly didn't keep down in her refrains. obviously appearing she's over Blueface with lines that spread out her sentiments and what she's into now distinctly simultaneously. Lil Ma moved forward, making it clear he's the new central participant in Rock's life, ending their issue with Blueface, essentially saying he's taking over undoubtedly. But Lil didn't stop with Blueface. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.